Good morning and welcome back to The Grade Cricketer, brought to you by ACO, India's leading digital insurance company. My name is Ian Higgins. Sam Perry sits across from me. Pezzy lad, first and foremost, happy Father's Day to you and to yours.
Thanks very much.
Now, the people out there, say happy Father's Day to Pez. Just drop it in the comments and get the algorithm going, and that's what I really care about.
Happy Father's Day to all the other fathers out there as well, and for those that are no longer with us as well. Just respect to all fathers
100%.
around.
I like that. All right. India started the day 43, 4 no loss, and they finished the day 270 for 3, leading by 170. But Pez, can you put it to me in grade terms?
Not only can I put it to you in grade terms, Higgins, but I want to preface by saying
add-ons.
this is actually how I would explain the day.
Oh.
It was a very grade day. So, work hard and cash in after tea.
It was like
That's what
that.
it was.
Work hard and cash in after tea.
That's what happened.
It'd be good if your life was like that, wouldn't it? Like
I think life is like that.
Or if you work in an office. That's true, actually. You got to get to like 2:30, 3 o'clock, and then it's a slippery slope downhill there. You can just go to the bathroom for 45 minutes if you like.
By the same token, and with a Father's Day flavour, my wife got me a mulberry tree, which is a connection to something I had as a child with my dad as well.
Nice.
And she sort of ordered it from California, so I think the tree might die, but then she got a different one. But that's a different story. It's just in my head, so I have to say it.
Of course.
And I was talking to my dad about it this morning, and he's like, I was like, yeah, we got a mulberry tree. And he's like, oh, well, make sure you take care for where you put it in your backyard, according to where the light is and stuff. Very
Right,
dad
yeah,
sort
yeah,
of
yeah.
That's his way of saying I love you. And it's all good. Just translate it.
Yeah.
And he's like, and that's like life. He goes, that's like life.
Yeah.
You know, you can have a beautiful mulberry tree, but it just depends where you put it, you know? And I think that can flow into our chat about Rohit Sharma as well. It can be a wonderful mulberry tree,
Mate, Rohit Sharma
but overnight the sun was on it.
he can put it where he wants it. Let's get into the first thing right now.
Yep.
Rohit's a big, thick boy with a big, thick bat. You can't put enough C's in how thick that is. Now, someone yesterday actually, I questioned how the thickness of the England team. A lot of people said to me, well, what about Bairstow? Bairstow's looking thick. He's a thick boy, but he's waving the flag for England, but it's not about Bairstow today. Okay? Most days are, not today. Today is about Rohit Sharma and his big, thick blade. 8th century for Test, first one away from home. Obviously, yesterday I said he wouldn't score runs, so he scored runs. Thank you for those who have clipped out that bit yesterday.
Oh, thanks to those who say the great cricketer predicted that. That's one of my favourite things.
I don't know what's going on. Mate, what an innings.
Mate.
And he's broadening his range as he's broadening his big, thick bat.
Oh, it's like when you're on Zoom and looking at someone's beautiful arrangement of pictures and one's just off to the side and you're like, please straighten that. I can't breathe or go on with my life until you straighten it. And then when they do, your life can move forward. And that's what he did last night by scoring that 100 on foreign soil. He goes, it was a brilliant 100.
Yeah.
I say that earnestly. Both he and, exactly. I've left myself open there. Wow, you've expressed a feeling.
Oh, okay. Pez likes something.
How do I play with that? He and KL Rahul also, they batted excellently in the morning. Their defence was precise against some very, very good bowling.
Yep.
They gave themselves and the rest of the team a chance to cash in after tea. Rohit did. KL Rahul couldn't make it there. You know, with Rohit, it's a big, slow sleeper bat. And I could watch it for days. You know, the timing, the touch, the caress, and then the power. I mean, I can only imagine he is a wonderful lover.
Yeah. I wouldn't be selfish at all.
Well, look at the way he builds. You know, everything is touch.
Yeah.
Everything is. It's just something through the offside, a little lap sweep here, a couple of caress drives down the ground, and then bang, bang, bang.
Holy shit!
When the time is right. 127 off 256. And you know what?
Yeah.
He's learnt to make it a long innings.
And
as we all do.
Think, though, it finished perfectly. It couldn't have finished in any more of a Rohit Sharma way than a droopy 72-mile-an-hour warm-up delivery, which he just threw down there to deep backwards to get Chris Wokes.
And you know, he was saying to the rest of, you know, to the viewers, well, you know me, baby. You know I'm like, baby.
Yeah, it's me.
You know, we had fun.
Hey, it's me.
That was a good one, wasn't it?
Yeah. Please stop calling.
Yeah.
Mate, I thought, let's go into the second thing now. I'm not sure we've given enough love, but the idea's there.
Let's round it out. What an innings. That was an excellent innings that have given India a real chance now.
It's amazing that he has not scored an away 100 when he's got that in the locker. Well, maybe he didn't have it in the locker until now. I think his away batting since Australia has improved so much. And it's just amazing, like, the the challenging conditions of England in this series, especially overcast, under lights, that attack. And to do that, it's like, how come this has never happened before? I mean, I just want to focus on negatives, obviously.
His triumph, it's a really subtle improvement. I mean, Rohit is so visceral to watch. The timing is just so wonderful. His movements, his coordination, that's the thing that you end up seeing. But to be a player who very late into his career has obviously had concentration and technical issues at, the very highest level away from home, to be able to transcend that when his team needs it, just shows that he's always been on a path of improvement.
That's the
excellent.
Thing. He might end his career as the best white ball player ever. And is that right? He's got 3 double hundreds, and if he got the highest score, that means you win. But it's amazing he's never been able to transcend that away from home, or adapt that, translate that is what I'm trying to say, away from home, averaging 30 away from home, but 615 in India.
He's ticked every other box though, and now
he is ticking boxes now.
An opening bat away from home in Test match cricket is the hardest thing of all of those things. So to be still improving and be able to start reaching those heights as well, good on him. And, he's going to start filling in that part of the colouring in book that is his career.
That's right.
And I think the entire mosaic is going to start to look very comparable to some of the greats very soon, now that he's broken that back of the ton.
Big shout. I like the idea that you get given a colouring in book when you get your first Test cap.
Everyone's life is a colouring in book.
It's colouring in book.
Do you remember when they tried to turn colouring in books into like a mindfulness marketing exercise?
No.
I used to do colouring in
at school.
I do
actually, yeah.
It's like, can you stay in between the lines? We're just going to work out whether you've got fine motor skill. That's it. 30 years later, we can sell colouring in books as mindfulness. Get your Headspace app, colour in, just like we're drones.
Here's your colouring in book. I'm going to burn the nets down now. That's what I did. Second thing, Pez.
I'll do the second thing.
England battle under lights. I don't think England bowled badly. I thought on a flat wicket. I suppose the surprising thing about the day's play is that they had the conditions in their favour. It started obviously the commentators were saying it's a sunny day before day's play, then overcast conditions, the lights came on. You thought this is interesting now.
Yeah, it was a reddened cherry.
But I don't think anyone bowled a bad spell. Really? Maybe.
I thought Overton was a little bit. This is what happens though. When you're not getting that perfect assistance from the wicket, or there's a little bit less swing in the air, you start to find out what other gears some of these bowlers have. It's wheat from chaff kind of stuff, especially with really good bats, bloodthirsty bats like Pujara was, for example. Pujara, who was just bright, bat cut, square cut. He batted with verve overnight.
It was interesting. It sort of already started the selection issue, but like Anderson, 39, playing 4 tests in a row. Robinson, first time in his career ever playing 4 tests in a row. Wokes, no cricket for 10 years. Same for Overton, more or less. And also he's barely ever, I think this is only the second time in his career he's ever played 2 tests in a row, back to back. And they just looked a little bit tired. And also after tea, when they decided we're going to bump blokes now, Overton came around the wicket and he's bowling like 125 Ks an hour. And it's like, this just isn't the arsenal to do it. They didn't bomb Moeen out of the attack, but he sort of went it enough and over where it was like they've got a bit of an issue now.
That was one of the very best parts of Rohit's batting, I thought. So when Moeen came into the attack, like Rohit took a few risks when he was closing in on his 100. There was some outside of half of the bat stuff when he went over the top and was playing some sweep shots, but it got Moeen out of the attack and another spell into the bowlers as well when you started to see them come around the wicket. And then all of a sudden, it's not about the darkly red and cherry out under brooding skies. It's guys, it's tired bodies, it's unforgiving pitches, it's Indians wanting runs when both, Pujara's hitting 50. That's the reward for the risks Sharma took against Moeen as well, which is why I thought, again, it was a really excellent innings from him.
I want to talk about as well. England. I thought England bowled okay, but their catching has been poor in this game. Then there was that stat going around that the Oval actually, as it turns out, tough catching conditions. Yeah, there's like 61% success rate. Yeah, and then they showed. Did you see they showed how where the slips are picking the ball up? They pick it up from the crowd at the Oval.
Yeah, I did see that.
Oh mate, fuck that.
Yeah,
that's that. No wonder
looks
Burns.
Terrible.
No wonder Joe Burns' brother. Couldn't see it on.
You've seen guys get wrong-footed, even as the ball's hit straight from mid-on and stuff. They're sort of going. It's like a Ronaldo. It's like a Ronaldo free kick. Well, I think there'll be some Ronaldo mentions next week. But when
he bats 4,
Burns dropped to catch it. Was it 2 or 3?
Yeah.
It would have been a good catch if he takes it. Though they did go into his technique. He's been made to look a little bit pedestrian in the slips in the last couple of days. And I say that as last night as I open a packet of corn chips and contemplate, intermittent fasting in a few weeks' time.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. It's like, all you got to do is actually just keep that right foot under and
yeah.
His feet a bit too wide. We actually go narrow stance. So, yeah. Okay.
I really enjoyed the highlight of the day for me was not so much KL Rahul's dismissal.
Oh, yeah.
It was the
Wasn't
it was the consternation about it and like how much players just want to believe players. Geez, he just hit it.
Exactly.
He just hit it.
I got that down there as well. I was like,
but he shook his head. So let's spend half an hour figuring out what has actually gone wrong because he's shaking his head. Technology says he's hit it, and I'm seeing with my eyes that he's hit it. But he's shaking his head and he sort of intimated that, I've hit the back pad. And then they said, well...
And the umpire didn't give it out.
We definitely... Yeah, the umpire didn't think he hit it.
And let's have a look in the dressing room. He's saying some stuff. He's shaking his head and everyone in front seems to be laughing.
Yeah. Ashwin's got his sunnies on with a towel and he doesn't give a fuck what's going on.
Yeah, he's got those glasses on with eyes, but he's actually sleeping behind it. Yeah, that was funny. He was just absolutely adamant he didn't hit it, despite every piece of available evidence, dismissing any other thing it could have been, including hitting the back pad. He didn't hit the back pad. It was just his bat and the ball. And when you look at the ball, it's like it's right next to the bat. Yeah. And the spike goes up and they all went up.
And his foot hasn't scratched the surface at the same
exactly
time.
At the same time.
Doesn't hit the front pad.
Yeah.
What could
That's
it be?
All right. You're never out.
It's a real mystery, wasn't it?
You're never out.
Yeah. That was the real revealing of the disconnect between pro players and what actually goes on in cricket.
Just real life.
Yeah.
You never think
it also shows, you've said this heaps of times, sometimes players don't know. Like sometimes sometimes guys play and miss and they get given out and then they walk down the wicket and they're like, did I hit that?
Yeah.
Did I hit that?
It's all happening pretty quick.
Yeah, not in England. Those bowls are pretty slow. Anyway, yeah, let's set up here, Pez, for the third thing here. It's a great one. Who's winning? Hasn't CricViz and WinViz and stuff they've brought in that question? They've now statistically shown that question now. Who's winning? I don't think it ever makes sense because I don't think anyone's winning. If you're playing cricket, no one's winning.
Yeah,
none of us are winning.
Exactly.
We're all losers.
Yeah, that's the ultimate answer to it.
That's the correct answer.
Yeah.
If your mum comes in your room and says, "Who's winning?"
Yeah, the tech companies. Usually.
The Taliban.
I don't think. Look, I feel like I feel like India are ahead now. I feel like India, for the first time in the match, have put themselves in a position where they don't have to come back into the match.
Are you saying that they'd be the happier side?
Now, that's a deep question. I'd imagine because of Eastern philosophy, yes. By and large.
Well, like Buddhism, that kind of
all of that sort of stuff, Hinduism, all of it, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Westerners are not that happy.
No, not that happy, yeah.
Generally. But I don't think England are out of it. Again, it's an enthralling first hour coming up. If England are to take the 7 wickets, they need to take 7 wickets. They're going to have to do the damage in the morning.
Yeah, new ball's key.
If it is. If Kohli and Jadeja and Pant can be there after the first hour or two, then it's India's to set up. I can only presume the wicket isn't going to do too much. You even saw with Moeen as well. No, he's not right. I know he's not Ashwin, but it's not taking heaps. It's taking a little bit of spin, not heaps. And then for India, what are you looking at? You're trying to set up probably it's going to be a 350 in 4 sessions game, which is perfect.
Oh, mate, wouldn't it be? Hope it rains.
Oh yeah,
I think it's supposed to be sunny for the next 2 days.
Right.
So I can't think of a single sunny day in this entire series. What's going on,
mate?
And I thought it was supposed to be global warming.
Rain's a big one in terms of winning the series because looking at Manchester, there's meant to be some sun for the first 2 days and rain for the next 3, which is a surprise. It doesn't often rain much in Manchester.
No, it doesn't.
For Ronaldo's return, but it's really looking like a 350 chase in 4 sessions.
I think India will want 370 to feel safe.
And how Kohli sets it up will be interesting because at Lords he batted them out of the game and then came and just rolled them. He got them in a position where they couldn't really chase it.
Yeah.
This wicket it's a very chaseable wicket. And Collingwood's come out overnight. Paul Collingwood, not the suburb in Melbourne, has come out overnight and said they shouldn't be afraid of a big chase. I mean, India chased a lot. They didn't chase them down, but hit a huge total last time they're out here as well at the Oval. It's set up really nicely.
Well, yeah, I suppose the swings and the swings and the back and forth and the roundabouts of this series so far has been that England will come out and they'll take some wickets in the morning. That's been the nature of this series so far, isn't it? But yeah, I think India overnight they would have gone to bed the happier team. I'm happy.
Because of the cultural roots of the nation.
Nothing to do with the sport at all.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with it.
That's right. They could have lost in 2 days and they would have gone to bed happier.
Oh, still happy.
Yeah.
Hashtag AskTGC brought to you by Acco. Best Girl writes in, hashtag AskTGC, boys, Shami removed his helmet after getting a half century, but Rohit didn't. Does that mean that he doesn't rate his first overseas century, or did he just want to wear extra gear to protect himself from imbeciles like Javo? Thoughts on flat earthers and climate change? Interesting.
I'd imagine that's nothing but a salad-based decision. And for those who
he wasn't ready for it?
For those who are new to the term, salad is hair. Yeah. Obviously, it's like it's a tossed salad. What's on your head?
Yeah.
And
a tossed salad is something else. That's a genre in certain dark corners of the internet.
Well, I mean, teabag has 2 meanings as well. Just you put in tea. But there's lots of things with 2 meanings. Rohit, he's kept it on because he's obviously afraid of the salad stuff. That'd be my view. What about you?
Mate,
and also, what do you think about flat Earth?
Oh yeah, well, I can't. I can see the moon, but I can't see London. So what's that got to?
Exactly. When I look ahead, it looks pretty flat to me.
Yeah, pretty flat out there.
Yeah, I believe what I can see with my own 2 eyes.
The Earth's bat first, isn't it? It's flat. That's fucking lazy.
The Earth is bat first
because it's flat. God had a look at it. What are we doing? Bat first.
God sent him in.
Yeah, God. What does that mean?
I don't know.
I don't know what any of this means.
Exactly. How many times we're trying to put the Royals in grade terms? Anything.
Yeah, a bunch of coats.
Exactly.
Yeah. Worst blokes in the comp.
Yeah, work hard, cash in after tea.
Mate, what about, there was a time in the game when
Blokes in the comp.
there was a time in the game when Pajaro just rolled his ankle.
Oh, I couldn't watch it.
Nah.
Why do they keep showing this?
Nah, no good.
I literally
Spike's got
I
stuck.
curtain my eyes every time.
Yeah, again, weakness.
He fucking knows.
And then, what did Rohit like, he did a hammy, like, going for a single.
Right.
Something like that. And then Anderson was like, he was a bit injured mid-off, and I was like, I'm watching 4th grade blokes, just blokes who are avoiding their wives. Just like, yeah, I'm playing again. I'm going around again this season. I don't want to spend the Saturdays at home with the wife and kids. Happy Father's Day to you, mate.
I'm on my way home now.
Day 4, who knows what's going to happen? I don't, because I always get things wrong. See you guys tomorrow.